Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Gloomhaven, where today we are, I think, cleaning up a loose end. We've opened up a lot of threads all of a sudden, and I'd like to knock this list down a little bit, and I feel like killing Jexera is a pretty reasonable way to close off a thread, right? I was thinking about creating a fourth character, but I realized that we're very close to increasing Gloomhaven's wealth level, and you can create new characters with a level equal to or lower than Gloomhaven's wealth. So it would feel a little silly to me to create a new character just to fill out our party size at level 1 right now, when we could just get one more point of prosperity and it'll push wealth up, and then we can create new characters at level 2 from there on. So we're going to roll with just the 3 characters we have for the moment, and I think just head right into the necromancer's sanctum. This should be easy, right? A necromancer has never posed a threat to anyone. You're traveling through a small wooded area when you round a bend and find a group of Inox warriors fighting a band of armored humans. With all the commotion, it's hard to discern more details, but the humans look like guards from Gloomhaven. You're not sure why they would be out here fighting the Inox, though. Well, we don't have the choice of not getting involved or of trying to gather more information before committing, so my guess would be that this is going to be a bait and switch, and that it's actually the humans are the evil here in some way. Because what would be the point of designing this scenario the other way? But I think, it's reasonably in character for our characters to assume, especially given the interactions we've had with Inox recently. Yeah, I think it's more in character for our characters to assume we should be helping the humans. With your arrival, the Inox retreat back into the woods, one of them casting hexes as he flees. You've been cursed! Blast it all, one of the guards says. Patrol duty is the absolute worst. No matter what we tell those savages, they're convinced we're going to take over their forest. Anyway, thanks for your help. I thought we were done for. Yeah, weird. If you've been wandering around armed in their forest, why would they possibly think such a thing?
One thing is for certain. You never would have found Jexera's lair without help. Deep in the Dagger Forest, you would have become hopelessly lost hours ago, if not for the detailed directions you carry. After various twists and turns, you find yourself staring at an ancient mausoleum hidden in the growth of the forest. A massive tree trunk mostly blocks the entryway. This building must have been built ages ago, and was long forgotten by time. You squeeze past the tree trunk into the dark halls of the tomb. You light a torch and wait silently, listening for sounds of inhabitants. It's faint, but to your left, you hear a shuffling sound. You move closer and open a set of stone doors. Ahead of you, the torchlight catches shadows of the living dead. It looks like Jexera is hard at work rebuilding her army.
That must be frustrating. It feels like she spends a lot of time doing that. Okay. You found her. Now end this. So there is a treasure chest somewhere. We can... Does curse mean just there is an extra curse? Okay, yeah, but when a curse is drawn, it is removed from the deck. Okay, is what it is. It's annoying, but nothing we can do about it now. So allow none of your allies to become exhausted during this scenario. I feel like is pretty unrealistic. Whether Crystal gets exhausted has very little to do with my own decision making, and a lot to do with the positions of the enemies and whatnot. So bones, night demons, attackers gain disadvantage innate. What a not fun thing to design into a monster, given the way the attack decks work in this game. Loot nothing, or cause a trap to be sprung or disarmed on your turn, or on the turn of one of your summons. Nice is the one who's supposed to be picking up the loot. Have one or more monsters present on the map at the beginning of every round. I don't think I'm going to intentionally try to earn less XP, so I don't know how much control we have over that. Okay, And this keeps showing, hey, you have another item. Yeah, I know. I do. Well, we'll use it. We totally will. 43 or so XP. So, in theory, there's a lot of perk points available here. We just have to, some things have to happen that are not 100% within my control. That's all. In particular, the picking indigent on a person who mostly is a melee attacker is a little tricky because, like, gold may spawn in a place that would be kind of inconvenient. All right, so we have a cultist back there, an elite cultist, and then a bunch of standard skeletal enemies. Well, I'll tell you, I'd really love to open with like a massive boulder, with like a run forward to and massive boulder. I'd love for you to get a nice early turn in, but probably not earlier than that. It'd be nice if you could move 3 or 4 spaces before, like, obviously I'd love to get to here and do leaping cleave. That's the thing we should probably be on the lookout for him, is a way of increasing his movement or of a card that moves 3 that we can play earlier in the turn, Do they have a movement listed? They have a movement of 3 listed. I think that is like generally their stuff is around there, so they can probably get to me no matter what. Of course, the alternate play here is we do something like trample on 72 and then spare dagger, and I intend not to move at all. But I guess if Nice is running forward to get into range for the... I guess he'd only be running to here. But I just don't know if we can rely on that attack. Don't think it's time to hook and chain yet. I think we're just going to have to... We'll just commit to probably only getting to damage the front one of them. So Shield Bash as move at this point, because I certainly don't want to be burning it yet. And then something that's like a pretty decent attack up front. But I could go for the Skewer early. If we have the Spellweaver go really early and set up the Wind. But I guess I don't really want to do that, because I want to summon her pets as quickly as possible, right? We want to maximize damage output, because that is a way of making it much less likely that we will have to suffer the embarrassing slow death. Honestly, I'd probably just play trample. It was probably just something to ignore a shield, and then like you're planning to play aid from the ether this turn. And I would like to move first, but I don't actually get to. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. We don't have anything that moves with the top half, so she doesn't have any 4-range abilities anymore. I took off the spike, so maybe we aid next turn. We'll do it when we're a little closer to the enemies. So that being the case, like, what makes sense as a movement? Maybe we do go ahead and ride the wind, set up for a Skewer next turn, and then also just, do I have a little AoE? Yeah, we could like Icy Blast. It burns stuff. It sets up ice, which we could potentially consume off of a mana bolt or something. I mean, this is just kind of like the way she is, right? Yeah, okay. I'm all right with that. She's gonna always be consuming stuff. Oh, the cultist. Wow, they're both summoning more living bones. Okay, well, I'm glad she's going afterward. She can try to get an interesting cast off. So we're gonna have to step forward. And I think we may as well take the full step 2 forward. Yeah, they have an innate target 2. Only one of them is actually going to get to use it. That's fine. And then we boulder, and I don't think there's a good reason to boulder anybody but the front one. We might actually be able to kill one, you know? Let's get our element up. +1 is pretty great. Alright, Brute is going to also step 2. Pretty decent odds on a kill here. Good enough. Alright, let's see how everybody ends up positioned. No reason to just take damage. So the skeletons are going to come into play adjacent to the casters and not get turns because we're already past their initiative, right? So that's really interesting. There's a part of me that definitely wants to ride the wind all the way over to like here. And just drop the icy blast directly on the lot of them. We certainly get the best damage out of putting it over top of the necromancers. And then I would definitely power core in that space. I'm going to trust my party members to protect me. Plus, you know, moving forward is like a big deal in this game. You do have to commit your movements like very seriously. So we start with this. Yeah, doesn't actually matter how I target this as long as it just gets everybody. We will in fact eagle eye goggles that. Okay, we managed to do 0 damage to this guy still, which is fantastic. Drew that curse. Okay, and then she is definitely going really fucking early. This is Mana Bolt Aid from the Ether time for sure. So I have the skewer available. This is not a stand-up. Is this a standable tile? Am I allowed to walk here? Because if so, I think we can't. Yeah, it doesn't say obstacle or anything. I think we can't not do this, right? It would be deeply foolish. Do I have the ability to make her go a little bit later? We could take Freezing Nova as our open instead. No, I like Mana Bolt. The thing I'm thinking is I don't want the Steel Construct to attack one of these two and effectively like waste damage. But whatever, it's fine. And then you can... It's not a bad term for just like opposing strike. There's a chance that this enemy won't even be alive anymore. But it's not super high. Yeah, opposing strike and then maybe like follow that with... We don't really have a lot of interesting options as far as movement goes with the Cragheart anymore. Yeah, follow that with like the movement off of Avalanche. Okay. They are trying to go pretty fast. Let's see what we can do. Constructs swinging in the right direction. Those animations really could be lined up a little bit better. Well, when it says consume any, hold on, I want to pick. It's actually like really important. Oh no, I'm worried that it's not going to let me pick. Okay, okay. Let's. When you click on that, if there are multiple sub, you eat the frost one, please. And let's just try to drop this dude. Right, that makes more sense than. Why would I have disadvantage? I would have disadvantage against this one. I don't know. I guess it's just showing that. Yeah, I'm a little unsure. What are you going to do? You're going to heal yourself. So the damage is just going to get consumed. I should just try to finish this thing off. Okay, well, there's my wound. And then a mystic ally. I'm going to summon the mystic ally here because I think there's a reasonable chance that both of these skeletons will be dead. I think that's the safer spot for it. I'm definitely, like, hopeful. Alright. Really excellent skewer. Okay, I actually did get both of them, which I was not expecting. Just drew +1/+1 on his muddled attack. Healing is a pretty good thing to do on a turn where you are muddled. I'm not sure that the same is true of grouping up like this. And now we have to make some interesting decisions. So I only have 2 movement. And I won't be able to attack. I should have thought about this. The fact that I was picking 2 melee attacks. I just wanted to pick an unobtrusive second card. Well... Alright, I'm going to use this to step forward. And then, yeah, do nothing. Look at all that gold. All right. So we can go as early as a 21 here. I mean, like, obviously I want a fire orb, right? I think I'm going to go, like, freezing Nova as my move and probably just use it as step 2. We're going to have to reset her cards so early in the scenario. I need you to move at least 3 tiles. Unfortunately, you do have some good ways to do that. Unfortunately, this isn't really a fatal advance scenario, so let's take fatal advance as the move. And then I just want to chunk something pretty hard. With fatal advance's move 4, it's hard to know what... I'm going to assume that the steel construct probably will not move. So... I guess we'll just do, like, warding strength. We don't have a push that's particularly meaningful, but it's a pretty early attack 3. And then once we are positioned forward a little bit more, we can think about trying to land a good leaping cleave. And you... So this space is an obstacle. So you kind of want to just do like a ranged... Yeah, just like crater. It's kind of an unexciting crater is the attack. And then... Honestly, as much as it is nice to be able to Dirt Tornado, I'm wondering if... Wondering if I want to just use Dirt Tornado as move right now. I guess I probably just want to move to here. We don't need to spend. We could use anything as that move, and it might be just like Forceful Storm, just take a pretty slow turn on you. Yeah, and this will give me the opportunity to figure out, like, as the situation develops, we'll figure out where we need to go, and yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, the cultists are going really late. They're trying to summon more stuff. Let's see. Pretty decent. Okay, good odds we kill that one before it does any summoning. Obviously, these are my targets. Alright, well that's her curse and her times 0. She's seen them both now. And of course, -2 on the skeleton. Solid single target fire orb. I do think I just want this to be a move, and I'm just going to step back out of the way for the moment. Alright, so I'm moving all the way to here to avoid picking up gold. Also, because it's good to have people forward. And let's see if we can get lucky. Should I stun this thing to prevent more summoning? I mean, Jexera probably summons too. Ah, but we also know Jexera is immune to stun. Well, the thing is, the Cragheart also goes before the Necromancer. We're just going to kill the damn thing. Okay, maybe even right now. Could happen. Okay, so the Cragheart is allowed to move to here, I guess, just like as forward as possible, right? But I don't actually want to be in melee. Alright, show me ×2. Boo. Alright, I think we got good value out of our construct. That's a situation that could have been much more annoying. What do you have left? Flame Strike and Reviving Ether as a move. Yeah, I just like burned her whole deck already. I think this is going to be the standard move in and throw a spare dagger kind of play. We'll go early in the turn. And it's very difficult to know what the Cragheart's going to need. I guess I'm thinking Dirt Tornado, even though the next room might have like a ton of enemies in it. Movement speed would be good, right? Especially be able to put myself in a place where I can shoot into the next room. And if we're doing Dirt Tornado, then also we don't really need the healing of Rumbling Advance. And Earth and Cloud will probably let me shoot something at least. It's not powerful, but it sure does have range. Okay. So yeah, I am going to completely disregard the skeleton with the brute. Oh, this is some kind of something here. So we got some night demons. We got some more cultists back there. One of these cultists is potentially getting fatally advanced for sure. And let's throw a knife at somebody. Yeah, skip the push. If I can't push anybody, I probably intend to skip the push. That's pretty safe, I would say. All right, that is honestly the best I've ever seen that knife do. And it was against a target with disadvantage. So what are they on? Some kind of close range AoE. Ow. Okay, so they do some damage to... Jeez. They do some damage to each other. They also create elements. Oh, and their attacks are... Oh, well, the back half of it's not mandatory. Or the back half of it is mandatory, of course. Okay, pretty good. We can just take the actual 4-step. Like, there's no reason not to. And part of me wants to land on the gold, of course. But also, I don't want to attack with disadvantage. Yeah. It's good to be forward as well. Although I suppose the most forward thing to do would be to go there. In any case, murder you, please. Alright. 2 will cut it. And... if I take the move 2, can I position this? I'm standing here, range 2. I think I can position the dirt tornado. I think I'm changing up my plan here because of the way this has unfolded. No, I cannot position it so that it doesn't hit the ally. Well, he's gonna have disadvantage anyway, right? Fuck it. Wow. So that was all of my good attack cards. For real, what does your attack deck look like at this point? No, actually, I've modified it so much. He's really, really positive. Okay, cool. I am not going to, I'm not going to love going to fresh characters. Unless, you know, I don't actually know how it works. It may be the case that when you go to a fresh character, you get to keep some number of perks or something. I would be surprised, though, I'll say. Especially given the way the game seems to love the idea of your characters being shitty. Yeah, we're gonna rumbling advance and sentient growth here, looking to just restore a little bit of HP to the poor beaten brute. Yeah, hook and chain, leaping cleave. We'll see what's going on. You're long resting for sure. And the demons are going after my characters. Good, good, good. Okay, and all the cultists have is their knives. So we're gonna step up here. Healing our friend for a single point. And then we're gonna heal our friend for a bunch more points than that. The Cragheart seems phenomenally good. We haven't seen a class yet that I would describe as bad, to be fair. So if I move to here, it's... Ooh, I don't want to do that, though, do I? Shoot. Shoot. We're running across the problem. I don't actually want to... Bloody hell, I wasn't thinking. I don't actually want to stand in the place that would be good because it will cost me 2 perk points. Oh no. Well, then I will move to here. I will take an attack 2, and then I will take an attack 3 against this guy. That's fine. Skip movement. Okay. And here's hoping. Is this a good stun time? Probably not. This is the turn where this thing is muddled. Also, maybe I'll just do a good enough job to actually kill it. Yeah, the improved attack decks make the game so much more functional. I'm like, listen, I like the idea of a character gaining strength over time as much as then. Jesus. What do you have left? You clear the way? I am just going to burn a clear the way instead of taking that much damage. Do you have the shot? You don't have the shot. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Perform long rest, burn, flame strike, I guess. Because on this coming turn, we're doing reviving ether. So I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, burn flame strike. All right. You have a very simple turn here. So you have to do the top half of reviving ether, which means we're doing the bottom half of something else, and there is no reason that it would be Manibolt when it could be freezing Nova. I am, however, going to go late in the turn, because right now we don't need the heal so bad. Alright, you, I think, are going to short rest, because I want you in on these cultists immediately before they start casting spells and shit. They're not necromancers, though. Maybe you could just long rest. Maybe you could afford to just take it easy here. Somebody's got to kill this demon, I suppose. I'm okay with the burn of that. And then you could just like forceful storm opposing strike, just punch this thing as hard as possible. And if it moves away instead, then we use forceful storm to walk and opposing strike it. But my guess is it's just going to stay put and try to chomp. All right. Move 1, attack 0. I will just accept the damage this time because we have the big heal coming. +2 to my melee attacks, so even if I don't roll well, this will still probably work. He's just no time 0. Alright, good enough. There you go, like nothing ever happened at all. Okay, what can we most afford to lose here? Like warding strength, maybe? Or provoking roar? It might be shield bash, honestly, because we know Jexera's immune to shield bash anyway. I could burn it here on one of these dudes. But like, why even burn a card? You know, like, I'm just gonna burn the one card. We don't need to burn an extra card fighting these enemies. So that's probably the Jexera door. What's this door, I wonder? Okay. So I kind of just need you to run in. I think we're probably massive boulder for movement and crater for kind of like a not very impressive attack. I think that's okay. Just kind of getting started in the area. You are going to want to like fire orbs as a move. It's a decent move, and we have plenty of stuff to burn. The ally's not going to move, right? Because it tries to stay as close to the caster as possible, I think. I think I'm actually I'm gonna lead with the other one. Let's have her commit to the room quickly then. And you are a murderer, so do murder to them. with like a provoking roar, hook and chain or something. I guess I don't need to spend an attack that has me going that early. But I'm thinking like with hook and chain, moving to here for an attack 2, and then following up with just something that's okay, like warding strength, maybe? Do it like that. And the cultist is moving pretty early. Okay. Oh, the Mystic Ally does not, in fact, have to move the way I thought they had to move. Well, that's fine. And it doesn't change a single thing about what we're doing. Let's consume the dark element arbitrarily. Alright. What will you do? You will walk adjacent to me for some reason. And then that one will walk in the position that makes my hook and chain move work. So, alright, straight line it is. Wow, +2 is pretty good. I am not going to apply the Warhammer here. Alright, just casually 7 someone off the top. No big deal. You get to move 4 and ranged attack. Let's just commit to the room. Like these ones where there's a lot of walking around, you can lose a lot of the turns on your timer to just stepping places. We're certainly gathering up an awful lot of loot. That's good. That's good fun. Pretty decent chance that we can kill this guy without even having to do very much. This could be like a chest room. It could also be just an extra enemies room. And if it's extra enemies, then it's a waste of our time. But we do need to have a monster present on the map at the beginning of every round of the scenario for this thing, and that's not currently going to be the case if we do manage to kill this nerd. What do I want to do as a move? You don't have anything better than walk 2 steps. So I think it probably is walk 2 steps. And if I'm doing that, then honestly, like freezing Nova as my attack makes some sense. And it doesn't burn. Yeah, so if the Mystic Mystic Ally doesn't finish this guy off, we have a chance to do so with you. Nice only has move 3 available. If I do move 3, what would be my attack? It's like Earth and Clod because I don't know what I'm doing yet. And then you. Yeah, go late in the turn. Let's see. Let's see what's in that room. Alright, so first things first, Mystic Ally does the job, because Mystic Ally consistently does the job. That changes things? Maybe? I guess I could just throw out a heal. I really shouldn't, though. Yeah, I think it's use these to move here, and then actually perform the loot action for the first time ever. Okay, let's go see.
Unfortunately had ample time to reanimate the corpses here, but they're no match for your skills. You knocked down one last door to come face to face with the necromancer herself.
Oh, interesting. I would have expected her to be behind the trapped door.
I don't know how you found me, but it matters little. You have mistakenly assumed that I ran because I was afraid to fight you. I was just holding out some hope that you would come to your senses in time. It is a pity that your minds cannot think beyond what is at the end of your blades. What corpses you have destroyed so far will now be replaced with your own.
Well, numerically, I don't think that really works out in your favor. Does it matter who we target here? I can hit her. I should hit her. Really? Her current turn is summon 2 additional units? That shit sucks very much. Should I hit her? We're gonna have to hack through these undead to get to her. So maybe I should be working on that. We're also gonna have to kill her. Yeah, you know what? Just to let her know I'm serious. Cool. Never mind what I just said. I think we're probably... I'm going to go ahead and Stamina Potion. I think this is a good turn for Stamina Potion, the Dirt Tornado. Okay, so I don't think my plan has changed any. It's still move 3 and then throw a knife at something. Yeah, I guess just a zombie. Zombie's got more HP to worry about. Oh, hell yeah. The knife throw is actually doing really good work this adventure. That's fine. Just take it. So, okay. This is tricky, right? Because she's going to produce an infinite number of enemies. We do have to kill her before we run out of decks. So I have to figure out, like, basically we have to get into the room, trap ourselves in the, like, prop ourselves up in the corner with her to minimize the number of enemies that can hack at each of us and just like power focus. But I have to get to that point first. So I think this turn might be like, we could step in with Provoking Roar and then Fatal Advance a 9 health enemy and just take him off the table. If I do that, what's the other sequence of events? I'd really like to... There's no version of this where I get to do a Dirt Tornado with the element up. I have no way of putting up the element right now. That's fine. We can live with that. But where am I going to Dirt Tornado? I probably am going to Dirt Tornado, and I'm probably going to, like... I don't know that I even want to move. I guess... Okay. If I don't want to move, then maybe the answer is Avalanche Sentient Growth. I just create an avalanche... just create a obstacle, like, out here, where it doesn't matter, just to get the element. And then next turn we do a better Dirt Tornado. And Sentient Growth allows me to control enemies and heal the warrior a little bit. And then that means that you and the Mystic Ally are trapped outside the doorway for a moment. Although you don't have much in the way of movement to make that not the case anyway. So we're doing these. Icy Blast will burn if I try to use it for the thing. But, like... Attack... The AoEs, the damage part only hits enemies, right? That's what it seems like. I think Flame Strike forward into an Icy Blast that hits Well, I might just be flame striking. We'll see what happens. Doesn't super matter. So yeah, then like the downside of this obviously is that if I go really early, I step forward and then I crush this thing, they're just gonna flood in and refill the space, right? If I do it later, I don't know for sure that I'll get to move in. That's just the way it has to be, I think. Okay, I could have gone a little later. I could have led with the whatever, but the living bones are going so late in the turn that I can't prevent them from getting in anyway. All right, so and we just drop this thing. I think that's as good a use for Fatal Advance as you are likely to see. Mystic Ally can't quite get into range to attack. And then I think if I don't Icy Blast, I don't get to attack either. Because Flame Strike doesn't have the reach to get to people, so it is the best I can do. I can cast it there and catch 2 of them. She's about to have to rest. So we may as well Eagle Eye Goggles here. Okay. It's something. Puts up the muddle, earns some XP. It's not too bad. Yeah, getting to long rest the armor is really nice. Is she really just going to summon 2 new enemies every turn? I don't think that's unbeatable, but I do think it's not any fun to beat. So I think we're going to target the sentient growth here. We catch the brute and the skeleton, because I think I want to bring down this guy on the brute's turn and then have the brute step into his space or something like that. You know, I want to kill him on a turn where I'm going next, not the enemies. Cool, no damage. Well, at least we get that. And there's no reason not to heal self here, I think. Alright, only one of the skeletons gets to move in on the brute. Yep. May as well armor that. But interestingly, none of them do. Was that card didn't have any move attached to it? May have misread the situation slightly. Okay, well that's really interesting. So you're going to long rest. We know that. You are going to... Let's see. I could take the normal move off of Skewer to try to execute a leaping cleave, just kind of like close to Chixera. Just get into the room and start hacking. This would be probably a pretty good time to use the Warhammer. Obviously, we could use Trample for that as well, but I'd rather, I think... Yeah, it's only a 2-space move. Let's try to go early, right? And then... you are going to Dirt Tornado and Unstable Upheaval, and we'll see exactly what that means. I think this one is... No, I'm going to do it early, because I can step forward into the gold space and then just splatter everybody. And we are not getting Plunderer. I'm assuming the chest in the scenario is probably behind the trapdoor then, and I just don't see how we would have time. All right, well, the good news is Jexera can't summon any monsters. And there's no way the Dirt Tornado is going to change any of that. So we will, in fact, consume some effects here. Let's do some fucking bodily harm. All right, not that much damage overall. A lot of that was about applying that many muddles. It's kind of making everybody's life difficult. Jexera fails to summon because there's no spaces available. All right. Oh, she can move in the middle of that. Oh, yeah, this is a different card than the other. So all of her cards have multi-summons on them. What? Whose design? It's like the people who made this game just hate the idea of a player ever having any fun. Well, that's certainly interesting. That may change my mind a little bit about some things. Because now Leaping Cleave is no longer sensible at all. Now we're skewering. I don't know. I don't know what it changes really. We're definitely just gonna like take the jump, move to here. And I sadly do not get my element yet. We apply the skewer here. Do I want a Warhammer and just stun that thing? Because she's stun immune. I don't think so. He's in a position where he's not super likely to be able to do a lot of useful stuff anyway. The traps have stun on them. Okay, the ×0 went to the correct target at least. I don't think it's time for me to do that thing. Skillies are smart enough to try not to step on the traps, so she kind of fucked up her positioning pretty badly, actually. I'll receive damage too, that's fine. Alright, this living corpse does have to go down. I think the Mystic Ally is going to finish it off. Pretty fantastic. And then we take our long rest. And we burn... It's probably Freezing Nova at this point. Okay. You're going to short rest because I would love to see... Well, I was going to say I'd love to see Skewer, but do I care? Yeah, it's still an attack 4. Even if all we're doing is like hard focusing Jexera, yeah, I think I care. And I definitely don't want to go to sleep in the middle of the fight. Like we're doing stuff right now, right? I will burn that. That's not ideal, but there's a lot of stuff I would there's a lot of stuff I'd be sadder to see go. So I think I'm going to skewer now. We're going to overwhelming assault her, obviously, but let's set up the skewer now and I guess warding strength as well, right? Just hang tough and get XP. You want to fire orbs this turn so you can flame strike next turn, which means that this is walk in fire orbs. And I guess I want to go all the way to here. Don't necessarily hate exposing the Spellweaver because I think most enemies won't go for her, but it will allow us to keep the enemies from completely surrounding the other characters. And if she provides a little bit of like target, what do you call it? If she spreads out their attacks a little bit, it's probably for the best. So she needs to move 3. Is what I'm saying. And unfortunately she can't. If I stand right here, we still have 3 targets. Yeah, I guess I'm just taking a move 2. Which means the move that could come from any card. And maybe I would like it to be after the skeletons move. I think so, actually. And then you are going to rest, and there's something to be said for long resting and healing. But I think the situation we're in is dire enough time-wise that, like, we need to... Ooh. Forceful Storm is actually really, really interesting. Being able to disarm her. Like, I would love to cast Forceful Storm right now. Whatever. We should probably be doing melee attacks right now. So... I could do Sentient Growth, the bottom half of Sentient Growth, and just not move. And the top half of... like, Opposing Strike is fine. Actually, you know what? Maybe this would be a good time to Avalanche. I'm thinking if I put up an obstacle here, it actually makes it makes our this position a lot safer for us. So if that's going to be the case, if it's bottom half of Avalanche, I want to go fairly early in the turn. Yeah, but like the difference between Earth and Clod and Opposing Strike isn't all that much. And Unstable Upheaval, you know, maybe I do the normal attack too off of this just to be sure I get the obstruction down here before a skeleton has the chance to move into it. I think that's probably right. Oh, I didn't. Oh no, hold on a second. Hold on. I did the thing right, but I didn't, the fucking UI killed me. Whatever. Can I do it now? Can I hit the button now? No, they're gonna make me wait. This is really frustrating because, like, none of this should be happening and it wouldn't be at the table, but I can't fix my problem until the game decides it's done watching me, or it's done making me watch it take turns. Yeah, come on. Okay, that's really frustrating. In a way, it's nice to have my decision immediately validated, but in another way, it's very frustrating to have my decision completely invalidated. All right, so short rest. I believe the seed is the same. Maybe not. I had to take a point of damage to get it to lose the same card. Oh, I think I rested with him first, maybe last time. That's annoying. Hold on. What happens if I short rest here? Hold on. I want to do the actions in the same order to maintain the seed. Because I don't want this to be a save scum. Right? I don't want it to function as a save scum. And the seed will break on, like, the similarity to the version of the round we saw will break on the Cragheart's turn anyway when the Cragheart attacks. But yeah, I definitely had you rest first, so this was the next random event. And you saw Leaping Cleave go, and I was like, fine. And then you rested. And we saw Forceful Storm go, and I was like, fine. Okay, there we go. And then it's Unstable Upheaval into Avalanche. Here I was doing Skewer just to get Skewer done. But I wasn't provoking Roar. I was... Oh, that's right. It was warding Strength into Skewer, which is probably right. And then you were on move forward for the fire orbs. And go really late. I was leaving like a mana bolt flame strike up, maybe? I know I wanted to go late. I want to wait until after the skeletons move, so it's probably Ride the Wind, and it's probably even lead with Ride the Wind. You want to go like late, and then fire orbs into a flame strike. I guess the downside of fire orbs into a flame strike, well, whatever. I can move before I do the flame strike. I was just gonna say I'm not actually in range to hit Jexera with the flame strike afterward, but we'll figure it out. All right, now that the cards are playing down in the correct order, this happens. And we get our earth element, which is great news. And then you are just doing a normal attack 2, because attack 3 here, dealing damage to your friend, I think is actually really bad. Okay. And that's where our similarity with the seed that we saw before ends. So the Cragheart doesn't get totally surrounded. The Brute is going to get more surrounded, but the Brute is also going to warding strength and so be able to take it a little bit better. Do y'all not have move on yours? Oh, it's only move 1. Interesting. Yeah, I'll receive 3 damage. Same. Yeah, the amount of absolutely for free healing the skeletons get to receive on this mission is crazy. Alright. Definitely going to want that. Definitely going to want this. And then the best skewer we can make use of. Stunning here does absolutely nothing. So. You motherfucker. Just terrible stuff, really. Alright, so obviously we burn an available card. It's gonna be like... Earthen Clod? Earthen Clod's pretty not exciting here. Earthen Clod gives me a heal stationary, though. Honestly, it might be Massive Boulder. We're probably not moving again that much during the battle. No, why did you have to stop there? Oh, I thought for sure it was going to run forward 2 spaces because it always does. Oh, well, now I need to do the big version of Ride the Wind and get into here in order to be in range for the... I was not planning on burning Ride the Wind, but I guess we're doing it. Okay. So we are targeting you, and then for all it matters, this one, and it's not entirely impossible we could kill that one. We're definitely going to Eagle Eye it, so. And there would be no reason not to shoot everybody because, you know, we want that XP. Hey, we hit the wound card. That one is actually going to die slowly. Okay, we almost got there. It's a shame the wound came up when it did. And also, I got some gold. Okay, so you want to go nice and early here. Pretty straightforward turn. At this point, the Spellweaver is like running out of gas. I'm going to Provoking Roar and actually use the bottom half of it to try to keep the Cragheart alive. And this is a great time for an overwhelming assault, of course. The Cragheart is going to probably Earthen Clod heal, opposing strike, just punch you in the face. I mean, I do have my... I guess I could Dirt Tornado. It's only an attack 2 on the target that matters. It gains me XP. I think we got to stay focused, damage-wise. Okay, they're going pretty late. Thanks, Mystic Ally. Instead of like stepping forward to here and actually doing stuff. So we for sure are turning on the wound here. Is she immune to wound? She is. Well, whatever. It was just as good as hitting her with the mana bolt, I suppose, and I do want the heal. I would have gotten 1 XP if I'd done it the other way, but we really do want the heal. Alright, I'm playing this card for the first time ever. Or this effect. At least playing this effect in a place where it might do something for the first time ever. And maybe I just top deck the X2 and finish the encounter? No. I was going to say, if it times zeros me again, which it could have, because for some reason you re-roll the deck on a time 0, or you reshuffle, I was gonna scream. Okay, almost there. Almost good. Now that we've given you that heal, what is Jixera doing? Jixera's going to attack too, but they're both just going to hit you. I think actually I'm going to give the small heal to our friend here, because I think he is going to take an awful lot of beating in the near future. All right, well, he managed to catch a time 0. We're going to get through a lot of the damage instances on that card. Okay, the skeletons for some reason now are willing to step on the stunners. It's not really clear to me what the change is. Why would their movement logic have changed? Okay, who's got anything early? Spare dagger's the fastest we can go. I could try short resting for unstable upheaval. You don't actually get to do anything ever again. You have to long rest, which means sadly the Mystic Ally doesn't get to take a free pot shot. I think, yeah, spare dagger into trample, and I am in fact going to just hit short rest here. And if it burns, okay, yep, that's fine. Burn Earth and Clod. I was gonna say if it burns anything other than unstable upheaval, we flip it, and we just take the 2 damage of unstable upheaval. Unfortunately, I can't crater move to do damage to her. Oh no, actually the bottom half of crater just kills her straight up, yeah. Because it does 1 point of damage before the jump. Okay, well, she loses. Let's see if attack 2 is sufficient. And if it isn't, then we are well, I guess I'm probably doing the jump anyway. Never mind. The encounter might just end right there. Is it going to play out the rest of the turn? Or I don't remember exactly how this works. I guess, yeah, you get to kill that guy. Go ahead. Receive damage 1. Sorry, Spellweaver. Really? She only dropped 3 gold? That's unimpressive. I will land here. Are we good? We're not good. We're going to the end of the round, I guess. I still have to burn. All right, well, I will. Please don't kill me. That's a shame. Oh, but I remain alive. Okay, here we go. Here I get to armor that hit and to gain the XP. And then here I have to burn some cards. Okay, and then we're still doing this apparently. So I guess I'm most likely to kill you, and I am going to Warhammer you as well. Okay, there we go. I did it. And you get some too. You would think a sword would be really ill-equipped to kill a skeleton. Man, that Mystic Ally is so good. What an incredibly powerful card. How much damage has that done over the course of this dungeon?
Jexera collapses, the light fleeing her eyes. She whispers at you. You have no idea what's coming. With one more hack of your blade, you separate her head from her body and hastily leave the wretched place full of mangled corpses.
It should probably be the case that all of the undead immediately collapse when Jexera dies. Not because it would necessarily, like, change the threat level of the scenario. It shouldn't, right? The mission's over at that point. But it would be a lot cooler as a narrative beat. And also it would mean that you don't need to have as much dead time in the final round after you've already won, but before the game has decided to allow you to have won. Alright, so no chest, but we did pretty well on the others. And I think we made out with quite a lot of XP there. A lot of people got to do the things that generate a lot of experience for them. Plus, with Jexera totally dead, I'm hoping Gloomhaven gains a little, you know, like we put a serious threat out of commission here. A little bit of prosperity would not be undeserved.
You return the head to the captain of the guard and are paid handsomely for the bounty on her.
Oh no!
If you're interested, I may have some more work for you, he says grimly.
Is this him speaking grimly? This doesn't really... I feel like they put up the wrong slide. If they paid me handsomely, then the prosperity of Gloomhaven's going to go down. Oh no!
First of all, we've had reports from northern scouts of sightings of a large, flying creature. They're afraid of dragons. He shakes his head in annoyance. I'd like you to head to the northern pass and investigate. Closer to home, however, there is some trouble brewing in the sewers below the sinking market. The wells in the area seem to be poisoned, and the sewers have become infested with snakes and sentient slimes, making further investigation difficult. I need you to discover the source of the poison.
Sentient slimes is exciting. We care about that. Yep, and there's the prosperity, which is great news. Okay, all kinds of cool new shit in the merchant. Mountain Pass is very whatever, and the abandoned sewers might actually let us work on the other parts of Billy's personal quest, right? Oozes. I don't know what a lurker is, but oozes are slimes. Probably. Those are the same thing. And yeah, wow. All right. So you have a perk available. We should... I mean, Outburst is pretty fun. Power is the consistency choice, I suppose. 2 Pierce 3 cards. That's interesting. So these are effectively plus zeros. Random Stunning is good, certainly. Huh. Add target is a weird thing to put in the deck of somebody whose attacks are almost entirely melee. This is a plus 0 that sometimes is actually like plus 3 or something, you know, in terms of the total damage dealt, but sometimes is just going to be plus 0. Push is usually bad. I think I'm going to just take the, you know, honestly, If we could just get people to do, if we could get it so people's cards did the thing they said on the card, that might be the best possible outcome. You, I think will, since I can't take another lacerate, I think we'll take some focus at this point. +1 and curse the enemy. The enemy attack deck. So a curse disappears immediately. All of the enemies are attacking out of a common attack deck, I believe. So this feels like you're pretty likely to see the curse. That's interesting. Gosh. Add plus air element plus earth element cards to the deck. That's interesting. 2+0s that are actually like quite relevant. I really like the element system. I think the element system is great. I think the size of your decks as an effective timer preventing you from playing defensively or too defensively, while also doing the, play 2 cards and do half of each of them. Like, I like a lot of the core systems here, just in case. I feel bad because I know I talk a lot of crap about the a lot of exceedingly well-deserved crap. I think I am going to take this about the attack decks, but I think like almost all of the other design is really, really good. I don't love the writing, but the design is really good. Okay, so the Corpse Wood sadly is not the Dagger Forest. We'll have to figure that whole situation out. Let us, I guess, the episode's already pretty long. We'll explore the new stuff that's in Gloomhaven next time, I think. I think we're going to just go ahead and call it right here for the moment. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We are just rolling in options here after a successful necromancer hunt. And also, I'm thinking we're probably going to put the 4th person into the party. And so there's a lot to do and just no time to do it in. When you come back next time, all of that exciting stuff is happening. And we'll see you then.